Awesome Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the Hasbro 12-inch Ghostbuster Plasma Series Ghostbusters. And I guess you can call them like Titan Heroes or just the 12-inch versions, but these are the very large Ghostbusters. And I looked for these about 1.5 years ago, but I never found them in stores. And recently I heard rumors that they were being found at Ollie's Bargain Outlet for a very low price. And so I went hunting at Ollie's, and sure enough, I found a complete set for $8 a piece, and I had to collect them all so I could bring them to you tonight. So let's jump right into this awesome review. So you can see they are decked out in the package similar to the Ghostbusters Fright features that we reviewed 1.5 years ago. And it's basically got the same artwork, design, and everything else. So taking a look at the boxes, you can see that they are in open window boxes. You can see the guys in there. You can see a nice caution strip motif with the Ghostbuster symbols, 4+, so that is really neat. And each of the boxes have a design of the guys. This is, again, the same drawing and depiction of them that was on the Fright features, so that is really neat. And if we zoom in a little closer to the packages, you can see the awesome 1984 stamp that was on all of the original products from the Ghostbusters Plasma Series line. It has Slimer there. It says 1984 in classic, so that is really neat. Coming down, you can see the fender of the Ecto-1. It's nice and red. You do have the Ghostbusters. You have each Ghostbuster's name, and then you have Hasbro on the bottom right corner, so that is really neat. So checking out the top of the box. The top of the boxes are all going to be the same. All it has is just this caution motif, right? And the bottom of the box, again, all going to be the same. There's nothing there. So if we turn it to the side, you do get a little picture of all the guys in this like little triangle assortment and arrangement. Obviously the one who is the figure will not be on the side of the box there. So then you get some credits for the box down there, which is all interesting and good. And let's move on to the other side of the box. And on the other side of the box, you have a nice Ghostbuster symbol here. You have the figures fully shown. You have the caution motif, and then some more credits for the box. And finally, when it comes to the back of the box, you do get a picture of all of them with their names and a brief read-up of each. So I will zoom in. You could read that to your heart's content as we slowly pan across. You can pause as you wish. But each of them has basically a 1-sentence bio, and that's okay, I guess. And coming down, more credits for the box and a barcode. And that is going to be the box for these guys, but no one wants to see these awesome Ghostbusters in the box. I know I don't. So let's get them out and see what they can do. And here the Ghostbusters are out of the box. And out of the box, they stand at approximately 11.5 inches tall. And they each come with a Neutrona wand. And that's pretty much it. There is not a lot to these guys. The bodies appear to be the same. The only thing different is the head sculpt and the written name on their name tags. And that is good enough for me. These figures look really, really good. So what we will do is we will go through the different head sculpts, and then we'll do articulation and check out the Neutrona wand, and it will be just a fun review. All right, let's take a look. And starting off, we have to start with Peter, the leader of the Ghostbusters. And taking a look at this head sculpt, you can see it is almost dead on for what Bill Murray would look like as a cartoon character. Look at that profile. That is really, really nice. Even got the large forehead that you would have. And I love the way the hair is molded and designed. The face is just awesome. Coming down, we're going to do one look at the bodies because, like I said before, they're all the same. So let's zoom out. And we can see that he is in his classic Ghostbusters khaki jumpsuit. And on the shoulders, you can see the straps of the proton pack. You can see some pockets molded in there. That is really neat. You have his name, Venkman, here. You have a little belt here that's not painted, but then you have the gray belt that's painted. You got some pockets onto the side of his arms here. You do have the Ghostbuster symbol, which is really, really nice. You have the elbow pads, which are there but not painted. They're just molded in. You have the nice black gloves. Coming down, you have more molded detail in these pants. You have a nice yellow hose here. It just goes around and disappears. It's supposed to connect here to the pack, which is just a sticker, but the top part is unpainted, so I guess they missed that. That should be yellow there. And then, like I said, the pack is just a sticker. It is kind of molded, so if you got some paint and wanted to paint this black, I think that would look good. And that just pretty much ends up the figure. You do got a little more zippers and detail here, and then coming down to the boots, and you got some laces there, so that's not really bad. No holes in the bottom of the feet. And taking a look at his complete back again, there you go. So that is what your Peter is going to look like. Let's check out the next one. Next up, we have Egon, and he looks great as well. Taking a look at this profile of the Harold Ramis. Very sharp nose. You can see the eyeglasses on there. Now, they aren't fully painted. They did miss a little bit of black on the top of the spectacles there. But, you know, for the most part, you're not going to get a lot. But I still think that this profile and head sculpt is what sells these action figures. That is just great. Coming down, you can see his name right here, Spengler. So that is pretty much it for Egon. Moving on. And next up, we have Ray Stantz, portrayed by Dan Aykroyd, and it is really, really nice. I like it. A lot of people got him confused with Peter when you were talking about the fright features, but if you look close, there's a really big difference between the two. So I don't see how you could get them confused. A lot of people just don't pay attention. A nice stance right here on his name tag, and that is going to be him. Moving on. And finally, we come to Winston Zedmore, Ernie Hudson's character. And this is a great looking head sculpt for Winston. It looks almost exactly like Ernie Hudson. He's got his mustachio look going, and that's always been an interesting aspect. Is he going to have a mustache? Is he not going to have a mustache? I think Winston looks good either way, really. And this is no exception, so I am very happy with the way this turned out. All right, that is going to be the awesome head sculpts of all the Ghostbusters. Moving on. And for articulation, starting at the head can go around 360 degrees if he was possessed, which he might be, because you know you can't tell with these Ghostbusters. The head is on a joint so it can bobble down and up, so he can do some good nodding. Agreed. And then it can kind of twist left and right. Then coming down to his shoulders, the shoulders are hinged so they can come up from the body like such, and then they can go all the way around 360 degrees. You do not get a bicep swivel, you do not get an elbow bend, you do not get a forearm rotation, but you do get a hand rotation. The hand will go around 360 degrees, and that is pretty cool. Coming back down to the center of the body, there is no ab crunch, there is no waist articulation. You will just come straight down to the legs, and the legs can go up a little ways. They can't go back that far because the butt gets in the way. They are hinged, so they can go out to the side a long way if that's how you want to do things. So that is neat. And for some reason, they can also articulate 360 degrees at the thigh if you want to do that. I don't know the purpose of that, but it is one of those things you can do. There's no knee bend and there is no boot cut, so that is basically the end of your articulation. Very limited, but hey, you get more than the 5 points of standard articulation, so I'm happy with it. Alright, moving on. And for accessories, they each come with a Neutrona wand, and it is basically done in black plastic, but it does have a lot of good molded detail in there. You got the handle here, some nice side panels here, you got a little hand grip here, and then, yeah, a lot more details in the thing at the top. You have some buttons and dials and molded in there on the other side. Some more buttons and dials, so that is really cool. On the bottom, you even got some nice detail in there. So yeah, this is really cool. A customizer can go to town on this if they were so inclined. Now, I don't know if you can find something to attach it to your pack. There might be some weird little thin cord that you can hot glue onto the bottom here, but would you be able to get it to attach here? I don't think so, because this is not wide enough for it to attach. Maybe some sticky tack and you get it to stick there. I don't know. If I was a customizer, I'd come up with some weird idea. I think maybe put it this way. This is how it's supposed to go, and yeah, there might be some way you could get that done. And they all hold this really well, so you're not going to have any problems with them trying to bust ghosts. So that is going to be the Neutrona one. Moving on. And this has been the Hasbro 12-inch Classic Ghostbusters from what appears to be the Ghostbusters Plasma series. Now, these figures are stamped 2020, which is when they were initially supposed to be released, I think, but because everything happened and the horrible pandemic that was going around at the time, I think they got pushed back, and I actually never saw the tall ones here in the stores, but you can tell based on the packaging that they were part of the same series as the Fright features. So anyway, taking a look at these guys, they were great fun. They were very limited articulation, but I definitely think the molds and the sculpts make up for the minimal articulation, because these guys look awesome. They look like the Ghostbusters from the movies. And they don't have to do a lot. You could just set these guys on your shelf and hey, everybody's going to come by and they're going to say, hey, those are cool. Those are the Ghostbusters. And they're made out of that strong plastic, so if they fall over or off a shelf, they're not going to break on you. So in my opinion, these would be great display pieces for your collection if you like the movie Ghostbusters. Or if you're a customizer, I think you could do a lot of stuff with these. I think you could paint those belts. I think you could paint the elbow pads. I think you could paint the back of the proton pack so it's completely black all the way around. I don't think it'll take a lot of work to get these things really looking good. If you are looking for these guys, happy hunting. Like I said, I found these at the Ollie's Bargain Outlet, and they were just $8 a piece, which I thought was a steal. And if you can't find them at Ollie's, check eBay. They have them on sets for approximately the same that you would pay for them at Ollie's. So, alright guys, that's it. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great night, and until next time, keep playing.